Good evening to you. Hurricane Gilbert is still looming large just off the coast of Mexico there. In fact, a short time ago, it was about 60 miles or so south of Brownsville, and it looks as if it's going to head into that northern part of Mexico. This is the way it was at lunchtime today, a vicious affair at that time further out to sea in the Gulf of Mexico, throwing some bad weather into the southern states, way down there towards South America as well. But the main thing, well, the wind is obviously very important, but the main thing, or the main problem, is going to be the vast amounts of rain, because it does look as if in a good number of places it could well give up to 20 inches of rain in the next day or so. Now, no problem such as that over in Korea. We've got the Olympic Games starting in a few hours' time. And it does look as if most of Korea tomorrow will be dry and sunny, very warm and humid too, come to that. 29 degrees Celsius, the mid-80s Fahrenheit. Rather a lot of cloud around there, probably in the Seoul area itself. And there's a lot of cloud on our satellite picture down here over Europe, and even more so down into the Mediterranean, where there was some fairly heavy rain and thunderstorms today. But over the British Isles, you see well-broken cloud, and many of us enjoyed some sunshine. That's the reason for the sunshine, the high pressure. It'll slip just a little bit further eastwards as time goes on, keeping much of the country fine and dry. Still that chilly breeze, but eventually I think we'll see temperatures beginning to climb. And the high pressure will fend off these frontal systems. They're going to run around the top of it and take that bad weather across Central Europe and down into the Mediterranean. Quite a bit of cloud around tonight though, but just about dry everywhere. Maybe just a little bit of light drizzly stuff near to that eastern coast, more likely though in the far north there of Scotland and the Northern Isles. And if the cloud breaks sufficiently in these more central areas, a little bit of mist and fog right at the end of the night, and perhaps the temperature getting low enough in one or two spots for a touch of ground frost. But generally speaking, with that cloud blanket, temperatures not so low tonight as they have been in the last couple of nights. Now, this is the way the computer sees the cloud for the middle of tomorrow, some fairly thick lumps still across that northern part of Scotland, but well broken eventually in other parts of the country. I said eventually because it does look as if many places could start off a bit on the grey, misty and murky side, one or two sort of intervals of sunshine even then, but very gradually as the day goes on, I feel the sun should break through in most parts. Still a little bit of cloud though floating around, taking the sun away from time to time, and perhaps that cloud rather more persistent in the extreme southeastern part of England, and certainly again more persistent in the northwest of Scotland and the Northern Isles, where it may well be thick enough to give you a little bit of drizzle. That'll hold the temperatures down there, but in other areas as it brightens up, it'll end up a reasonably warm afternoon, I would think. Sheltered spots, for instance, up to 21 degrees Celsius, which is 70 Fahrenheit. Here's the picture for the day after tomorrow on Sunday. The high pressure a little closer, so certainly dominating the weather. In fact, it looks like being a dry day everywhere. Still a fair amount of cloud floating around, but less than tomorrow, so more in the way of sunshine, so quite reasonable temperatures, again with the exception of that far northwestern part of Scotland. Briefly, just to look at the continent for you, well, the best weather, the sunniest weather, really around the British Isles and close to us. Spain shouldn't do too badly. Greece, the Greek islands, not too badly. But elsewhere in the Mediterranean, really a lot of thunderstorms around, and central and northern parts of Europe fairly unsettled with rain from time to time, and all those areas rather on the cool side. Let's recap briefly for tomorrow in this country. Just about everywhere dry with some sunshine eventually, that is, staying cloudy in the far northwest. That's all for now. A very good night to you.